Our city is booming. Every day, people are moving to Las Vegas in search of cheaper housing, a lower cost of living, and new job opportunities. Over the past few years, that has meant rising property values for homeowners all across the Las Vegas Valley. But things are shifting, which is why I wanted to make this video for you today. The Las Vegas market has flipped, and in today's video, I'm gonna tell you all about it. If you're new here, my name is Olga. I make videos about living in Las Vegas. I'm also a real estate agent here. With that, let's hop into the video. For the first time in years, the buyers now hold the power in the market. So if you are considering buying in 2025 or selling, you can no longer use last year's playbook. The first and the biggest change that we have seen this year in the real estate market is that we are no longer in a seller's market, which we have been over the past 5 years since 2020 and the COVID-19 pandemic. The inventory in the Las Vegas Valley is up 60% year over year. And in some of the hot areas around the valley, like many parts of Henderson and in Summerlin, it's up over 100%. And because of this jump in inventory, listings are now sitting much longer on the market. That days on market number is much higher than this time last year. And I'm seeing price cuts all over the valley, and it's becoming a new normal. The number of listings that are currently on the market across the entire Las Vegas Valley is just under 10,000 listings, which indicates a much more balanced market with slight lean towards the market being a buyer's market. And this means that sellers are having to really compete a lot in today's market. Buyers have a lot more options because of the significant increase in the supply. So buyers are looking for properties that are remodeled, properties that have great location, that are priced well. If the listing is not priced well, if it's not remodeled, and if it's not in a great location, buyers are able to have a lot more options, and they're no longer competing like they were last year, where there were multiple buyers going after one listing and there were multiple offers on properties, and properties were going above list price. A lot of properties right now are selling at list or below list price because of the increase in the supply. We're also seeing these numbers in the new construction market. New home builders are offering a lot of incentives currently, and they're really working hard to incentivize buyers to work with them. So they're not only competing with other builders, they're also competing with the resale market. So there are price drops on actual cost of properties, as well as increased incentives. So the number of dollars that the builders are offering towards closing costs, different options at design centers, as well as the interest rate that the builders' lenders are offering to buyers. I recently worked with a buyer who was looking at new construction primarily, and he decided to go with a property in Kyle Canyon, a brand new community. So they really weren't doing a lot of discounts because the community was so new. So this was about 2 months ago that we started working together. However, the earnest money deposit that he had to put down was $45,000. And for him, that number was just a little bit too high, and he did not want to spend that amount at the time. So we actually were able to negotiate for that number to go down to $15,000. And the buyer did consider that for a little bit. However, ultimately, he ended up walking away from that property because it was still a little bit too high of an earnest money deposit for him. I continued to stay in touch with the sales representative at this new construction community, just continuing to brainstorm more options, because I knew that my buyer really wanted to be in this community. He really loved this particular lot, this particular floor plan, and he was very excited about the home. His biggest concern was the earnest earnest money deposit. So after a lot of back and forth, I was able to negotiate for the builder to bring down that earnest money deposit to $7,500 from $45,000. And when I went back to my buyer and let him know about the deal that I was able to negotiate for him with the earnest money deposit, he ended up coming back to this community and he is now in escrow on his brand new home. This just shows you that there is a lot more opportunity now because we are in a buyer's market for the buyers to be able to negotiate great deals for themselves. This likely would have not been the case this time last year because we were in a seller's market. There was much less inventory and the builders knew that they could hold strong. And if one buyer walked away, they would likely find another buyer fairly quickly because there was not that much inventory on the market. So they were not so willing to offer up the deals that they're offering up right now to their buyers. A lot of these incentives that new home builders are offering are available on homes that are already built. It's inventory that is sitting there that they are trying to move. But there's a lot of uncertainty right now and around the corner on homes that are about to be built because of the recently proposed tariffs, the rising cost of lumber, and just the uncertainty around the tariffs and what it's going to look like in the coming months. 30% of our lumber comes from Canada, and there has also been some challenges with our construction workforce here in Las Vegas. So it's creating a lot of uncertainty around the prices of new construction homes in the coming months. And it's possible that the prices of new construction homes will also be affected because of the rising costs of lumber and of labor. And of course, I don't have a crystal ball. I cannot predict what that's going to look like, and we will have to monitor that over the coming months. Another factor that's shaping the market is politics, and the political migration trend from California to Las Vegas is not slowing down. Californians are migrating right here to Las Vegas in herds because of taxes, lifestyle, and opportunities. And actually, that consistent migration from California to Las Vegas is helping keep our market more stable than what it might look like in the headlines. My phone is ringing off the hook every day with Californians reaching out to me, whether that's the Bay Area, Orange County, Los Angeles, San Diego, and telling me that they have had enough of California, of the taxes, of the cost of living, of the politics, and that they are ready to make the move to Las Vegas and everything that they are excited about that is available for them right here in Las Vegas. Another thing I want to discuss that's important is tourism. And the reason why is because tourism is closely tied to the Las Vegas economy. And as of March 2025, tourism saw a 7.8% decline year over year in Las Vegas visitor volume. Also, gaming revenue was down 4.8% year over year. New visa restrictions and a shifting international mood are resulting in a decrease in visitors to Las Vegas. And fewer tourists, unfortunately, means fewer service jobs. And this can impact entry-level buyers and renters. Now, this likely won't impact every price range, but the bottom line is buyers have the strongest position that they've had in nearly a decade right now in today's Las Vegas market. And when I say buyers have the strongest position, this means that there is opportunity to do a lot of negotiating, everything from price reductions to repairs to closing costs to upgrades. And if one seller doesn't want to work with a buyer, they're able to move on to the next seller, and that next seller is likely going to be willing to work with them on negotiating all of those items. And that's because days on market have increased significantly to 47 days on market on average for listings across the valley, and 27% of all listings right now are experiencing price cuts. So if the market is shifting, then why are prices technically still up? Here's the thing, prices are a lagging indicator, and while home prices for an average single family home are still up 5% year over year, month over month, those prices have basically flatlined with an increase of only 0.1%. So that 47 days on market is actually a 19% increase for days on market this time last year. And those 27% of listings that have had a price decrease are up 13% from last year. And the last time we saw this pattern was right before the 2022 mini correction. One thing I would really like to stress is that real estate markets are super hyper localized. So while one market might be a hot seller's market, another market that you're thinking about relocating might be a buyer's market. For example, I recently have clients that have relocated from North Carolina to Las Vegas, and the North Carolina market is a hot seller's market. They were telling me that listings go on the market on Thursday, they have multiple offers over the weekend, and that home is off market by Monday, which is not the case here in Las Vegas. And this is why it's really important to work with a real estate agent that has a really strong pulse of the market and understands the state of the market. And when this couple started looking in Las Vegas, I made sure to let them know that our inventory was up, that there was a 50% more inventory than this time last year, or even this time 3 months ago, and that there was an opportunity for them to get a great deal on a property right now. They looked at several properties and we were able to put in several offers and really work with the sellers to get the best deal for them. They had several properties and several offers out, and all things said and done, they ended up getting a really great deal below asking price on a property that had been on the market for around 100 days. A really great property. They're super excited about this home and the price point that they are walking in this home at. So what if you are a seller and you're looking to sell your property right now? What's important? Well, what's important is making sure that your property is priced correctly. Over the past several years, there has been inflation in pricing. So you do have to price your home correctly right now. Buyers are also looking for homes that are upgraded. So any upgrades that you can make to the property that will be attractive to today's buyer will be extremely advantageous and will set your property apart. And last but not least, flexibility in working with the buyers. Work with the buyers on the terms that they're looking for. Work with the buyers on giving them the repairs that they're asking for, or a credit if that's easier for you. Keep in mind that buyers have a lot more options right now than they did this time last year. So by being flexible and by working with buyers will give you an opportunity to stand out from other listings on the market. So if you're a buyer and you've been thinking about jumping in the Las Vegas market, now could be a great time. Our inventory is up. There is a lot of options and there is an opportunity to do some negotiating, and I'm having a lot of fun with it. I'm working with a lot of buyers right now that are moving to Las Vegas from out of town, a lot of buyers coming from California as well as other states around the country, and we're having a lot of fun. There's a lot of options for listings to check out. There's a lot of opportunity to negotiate and get buyers those great deals, and I'm having a lot of fun because this time last year there was not as much inventory and my buyers were fighting tooth and nail for a home with multiple other offers. It's been really fun to work with out-of-town buyers and have a lot more listings to show them and also be able to get them those really great deals. So if you're thinking about jumping into the Las Vegas real estate market in 2025, give me a call. I would love to support you through the process. I'd love to get you a good deal, and I'd love to just be a resource for you on all things Las Vegas real estate. My contact information is below. Feel free to text me, call me, email me, and I would love to help you in this process. And yes, it is going to be me that answers the phone. And no, I'm not too busy for you. I look forward to every call, every text message, and every email. And with that, I will see you in the next one.